What's up, tribe? How you guys doing today? Um, I'm look, y'all. I'm almost caught up. I am almost caught up. This is gonna be your Big Brother roundup. Now, I'm so far on Big Brother. I started not to even do it, but I really hate starting something and not finishing it. I hate that I started doing Big Brother and then I wouldn't finish doing Big Brother. So this is going to just be a quick roundup of what's happened in the last like 2 weeks. There are a couple of things that I do want to touch on. And if you're watching Big Brother, all this is old information. But like I said, I just hate starting something and not finishing it. I don't know if I'll do Big Brother in the future, but I'm gonna try to finish out this season. So where I left off was Scotty was HOH. He put up Brett and he put up Winston. And the thing with that was that Brett and Winston were like friends in the house. They're like best friends or whatever in the house. So you really weren't going to see a lot of them campaigning against each other. Like that could have gone one way or the other. Either the friendship was going to be thrown out the window and they was going to straight go at each other's throat, or they were going to be like, look, we're friends and however it happens happens. And that's kind of how they went down. Like they did a little bit here and there, but they didn't really do no serious hardcore campaigning against each other. And so, the house is sort of divided. You have like the level 6 side of the house, and then you have like the other side of the house. I forgot, they have some weird name, but it was the side that was Swaggy and Bailey and them. One side wanted to keep Brett, one side wanted to keep Winston. And y'all know that the side of the house with Swaggy and them, they keep having these weird people flip their vote and not be loyal, so they never get the person that they want. And the same thing happened this time. They wanted to keep Winston and vote out Brett because they figured Brett was the biggest competition and biggest threat to them. The other side of the house, Brett was an ally, so they wanted to keep him because they figured he was the biggest competition. He would be a beast in competitions and stuff. So it ended up Brett stayed, Winston left. Now Sam had been contemplating using her power all week, but she didn't. And I kept waiting. I kept thinking she was going to use the power to give Winston the option to stay. And now I thought that the power was automatic, but it wasn't. You had to. It gave you an opportunity to come back into the house. It wasn't automatic that you were going to come back into the house. All right, so that's how that went down. The the comp for HOH was an endurance comp, so we didn't find out. See, I got notes. We didn't find out that night. It was one of those endurance comps, and because I'm doing this for you guys, I didn't do what I normally do, which is go on Twitter and find out who won. I waited until it came on. So it was an endurance comp. They had to stand on this little tree. You know how that goes down. And it came down to Sam and Tyler. And Sam was like, look, Tyler, drop. Like, I'm not going to put you up. Just drop. Like, let me get this. And she ends up getting it. Now, the one thing I like about Sam, and I'm really surprised that more people didn't have a problem with it, but Sam was very like, look, don't come to me, don't campaign, don't come to my HOH room without permission, don't be in my HOH room if I ain't there. Like, I already know who I'm putting up, so ain't no need even coming to me trying to campaign about nothing or nobody. And I was like, ooh, power gone to her head a little bit. But then the flip side is that maybe it didn't go to her head. She's just like, I'm not going to play these HOH games with y'all, which of course doesn't make for good TV because they want you to do all that campaigning and back and forth and stuff. But I always wondered about that whole HOH thing too. Like, when you're HOH, I'm seeing that situation where people come in and out when they feel like it and be all up in your room when you're not there. Like, if I were HOH, I would do the same thing. My room would be locked when I ain't there. Like, you don't just, this is my room for the week. And I might not get it again. So I'm going to enjoy my room for the week. When I ain't got to share with nobody else. I don't have to have nobody in my face if I don't want to have nobody in my face. Like, I ain't mad at Sam for it. So she put up, oh shoot, now I got to remember. Oh, she put up Caitlyn and Haley. And her thing was, I don't like the way y'all play the game. Like, y'all play damsel in distress. Y'all play y'all sexuality. And that's just not cool with me. I don't like the way you play it. Now, my thing is this. I mean, if that's why she put them up, that's why she put them up. For me, it's not a morality game. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you feel. Are they playing a good game? Like, Haley ain't bothering nobody. Haley ain't doing nothing. She just smiling up in Thessie's face. And I honestly think that's what it was about. I think that Sam likes Thessie. And I think she put up the two people that were closest to Thessie that she might have seen as quote unquote competition. But whatever. And then Rockstar brought up a good point. Rockstar was like, so you saying that you're such a feminist, but you put up two women. I was like, that's valid. So we had the power of veto. Desi wins. Now here's the dumb thing. Desi, you know that your two closest friends in the house are on the block. You, you got picked to play in the veto. Both of them are saying, if you win, can you save me? If you win, save me. If you win, save me. You were between a rock and a hard place. Just don't win the fucking veto. Like your male competition, ego, whatever, would not allow you to throw that competition. That's all you had to do was throw the competition. And then it wouldn't be your problem. It would be somebody else's problem. But you couldn't do it. Your that competition gene in your body would not allow you to just pretend like you couldn't do it. So he wins the POV, and now he has to figure out who to save. Well, you know who he gonna save. He gonna save the person that's giving him the poo poo. Now, Caitlyn his girl, but he gonna save the person giving up the poo poo. Oh, sorry y'all. I put a little. I have like that little cream grease I put in my hair. Woo! Don't worry. These braids are coming out in 2 days. The only reason why they ain't out already is because I had something to do. I got something to do Monday. I had something to do yesterday, today, and tomorrow. But Thursday and Friday, I had nothing to do. These braids is coming out. Whew, okay, I'm sorry. Sidebar. So, of course, now let me tell y'all something that was really getting on my nerves for those 2 or 3 episodes that Caitlyn and Haley were on the block. If I see another motherfucking tear, I was so sick of the crying. Oh my God, I was so sick of the crying. I was like, see, here's the thing about Big Brother that irritates me. The thing about these competition shows that irritate me is that people know what they're getting into. They know what they're signing up for. You know how this goes. So when you go on the block, for you to have these total meltdowns and cry and I just can't believe this buddy on the block. I can't believe it. Like that is the purpose of that is what this game is about. And Caitlyn, you know you put a target on your back. Because when you were HOH, you made some big moves. Now, I ain't mad at you for making those big moves, but you had to know that that was putting a target on your back. And you had to know that you were going to be on the block sooner rather than later. Haley, I could see you being a little bit blindsided, but it's fair game. Anybody can put anybody up for any reason. Like, just because. Just because I ain't like the way you looked at me yesterday when we was at the pool. I'm putting you on the block. So that whole crying, I was so, oh, that irritated me. And it played right into what Sam was saying that you guys play these damsels in distress and oh somebody come save me, oh I don't know what to do, like y'all play that game. Ugh. Anyway, it just irritated my soul. That crying just irritated my soul. Now something that did happen during this time period that I want to touch on just a smidgen. There was a conversation between Bailey and JC about derogatory language. JC is it a little person? See, I'm about to say it wrong now. I believe little person. The word, and I'm gonna say the words because I think when we start saying the F word and the M word and the N word, I think that first of all it sounds stupid to me. And second of all, I think you're giving it more power when you do all of that. So I'm gonna say the word. So if I offend somebody, sorry. But Bailey asked the question. Basically, she was asking him, "What is offensive?" I don't know the correct terminology, which is a valid and a fair question. So JC was telling her what's offensive and what's not. And he chose to use the example because she said the word midget. And he said, no, 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 no. He said, calling somebody a midget is like calling a gay person a faggot or calling a black person a nigger. Bailey gets upset and tells him, you can't say that. You can't say that. That's just a word. You just can't use that word. You can't say that. Yes, he can. In the context in which he used it, yes, he can. Because he was trying to show you that it is a derogatory term like these derogatory terms. And if you call me a midget, it's going to affect me the same way it would affect someone calling you a nigga. We, as black people, cannot act like we own the market on offensive language. We do not. There's a history there that may be more painful than other people's history. That's our opinion because we're the ones being offended. But you can't. So then they proceed to have this argument. Bailey gets upset, walks away. JC goes and talks to the other house. The house is like, "Look, you need to go talk to her. Don't let her go to sleep with you with this out there. Like y'all need to address it. Y'all need to resolve it." JC was like, "Okay." So he goes and he talks to her. While he's talking to her, and they proceed to try to hash out the situation, she uses the word midget a million times, but she's sitting there steadily telling him he can't say nigga. You're missing the whole point. You don't get to say the word. And he kept telling her, you're doing it again. Like, you're saying the word. You're saying the word. You're saying. And she was like, yeah, but I'm saying the word because I'm just asking a question. And you. But now you're no longer asking the question. You're constantly, you're continuously, excuse me, using the word. It is offensive. And he's telling you he's offended. He's telling you you're being offensive. He's telling you that what you're doing is offending him. And you're constantly doing it. You don't, you were wrong. You were wrong. And your point was valid. I get it. And I don't, and I agree with your point. I agree with what you're saying that, hey, don't keep saying that word. Your point was valid. Your delivery was wrong because you can't tell somebody they're being offensive while you're being offensive. So I just wanted to put my little 2 cents on that whole conversation. And they resolved it and they hugged it out and all that good stuff. But I was just like, Bailey, you were wrong. Like, and he kept saying it to her. He was like, you said it again. You said it again. You said it again. Like, he keeps saying it. So, anyway, I just want to put my 2 cents on that. So, Caitlyn and Haley are on the block. Fessy takes Haley down, which of course Caitlyn is in her feelings about. Sam puts up Rockstar. And then Rockstar's upset. Why me? There's so many other people in the house. Why me? Why not you? Why not you? Like, again, why not? Rockstar got into this thing with Brett because Brett basically set her up when he was up and he gave his little speech. He basically told the house that him and Rockstar had a secret alliance and that she had made a secret deal with him, which was a lie. But he was just trying to. His thing was, I thought I was getting voted out. I was just trying to shake the house up. I thought I was getting ready to go home. I was just trying to throw some shit out there. So again, it's game. It's just game. And yeah, I understand you being upset by a Rockstar, but there's a point where you go too far. And then she started doing the pots and pans. There will be no repeat of last season. You're not going to do the whole excuse me. You're not going to do the whole pots and pans thing like old boy did last year and then find yourself a winner. Like, that's not going to happen this year. So don't do it. Stop it. You're irritating the house. You're pissing people off. And that's why you're on the block next to Caitlyn. Vote comes down. Caitlyn gets voted out. But because Sam had not used her power, now Caitlyn has an opportunity to win her way back into the house. So she has to go upstairs and basically she has to take apart a puzzle, put a puzzle back together in like 2.5 minutes or something like that. She wasn't able to do it, so her eviction stood. Now, had she been able to complete the puzzle in the allotted amount of time, she would have come back into the house, and that would have been a whole mess. I actually would have loved to see her come back in the house, because I would have loved to see how that would have went down. But anyway, so now we are at this week. We are almost caught up. Bailey wins HOH. They have this competition where they have to slide on this little raft type thing. What was it called? You've Got Mail. So they had to slide on the mail from one side to the inbox, from the outbox to the inbox or whatever. But they had to do it in 8 seconds. So they had to be very precise in their timing. She was the first one to go and she did it in 8.8 seconds because you could go over or under, just whoever was closest to 8 seconds. Nobody else came close. So she's HOH and she knows she's going to put Brett up. Her question is who she going to put next to Brett. Now, if it were me, and this is probably where my emotions would have won out over my game, I'd have put up Scotty. Scotty, the reason why Swaggy's gone, because he swung the vote, and you know he did it. I'd have put up Scotty. Especially since Caitlyn's gone now, because Caitlyn's the one who actually put Swaggy on the block. But, she talked to Scotty, and here's what people are stupid. When you're HOH and you're telling people, I need your loyalty, yeah, your loyalty, you got their loyalty as long as you HOH. The minute you are no longer HOH, there's no more loyalty. And so I don't understand that whole, I want your loyalty. All right, I'm gonna say whatever you need me to say if you telling me you ain't gonna put me on the block. But Bailey, she's, and honestly, I don't care who else she puts on the block. I mean, Brett, I can see why Brett is the biggest threat. That's not on her team. Like, Desi's the biggest threat in the house. He's won everything, or come close to winning everything. But he's on your side. So you don't need to really put Desi up. And her thing was from the very beginning, none of the women are really threats to me. Like, my biggest threat are the guys. So she was going to put up JC. She let Desi talk her out of it. But JC is playing a very smart game. JC is playing in the middle. He's not aligned himself with any one alliance. He votes how he wants to vote. Because as a matter of fact, he was the one, the Caitlyn vote was almost unanimous except for one person, which was JC. And JC had been telling everybody all week he was not going to vote. I mean, that he was voting Caitlyn out because, she was a big threat and da-da-da-da-da-da. He was voting her out. But when it came down to the vote, he voted for Rockstar. And he explained, he said, look, I knew Caitlyn was gone. I threw that vote out there just to throw the house around, just to throw some shit in the sauce and had people scrambling trying to figure out who it was. He was like, I knew Caitlyn was going home. So I threw my vote to Rockstar to just kind of mix it up a little bit. And that's what he's done because ain't nobody figured out who it is. They think it's either Scotty or Rachel. So that's who Bailey puts up. Bailey puts Rachel up. He puts up Brett and she puts up Rachel. I don't know why. Her target is Brett, though. Her target is Brett, but I honestly think that if one of them wins the POV and takes himself off the block, I think JC might be her replacement. She let Desi talk her out of it because JC and Desi are really close. But it'll be interesting to see how it goes. So we're all caught up now. We are all caught up on Big Brother. I am so sorry that it took me this long. Shout out to Kelly Love and Locks You Down, who both watch and review Big Brother, who are way ahead of me. But I'm caught up now. So we're gonna see tomorrow night who wins the POV. Peace.